Hi guys, today I'm going to demonstrate a little bit of static routing. Um, so I want this video to be a bit short. I'm going to attach this topology on the link, so you guys can like download and practice. Um, the topology is right here. We have three PCs: PC1, PC2, and PC3. And currently, you can't uh, ping PC2, which is um, on the 10.0.2.10 network. Oh, sorry. If I can get it correctly. So you can't get it. I use the correct IP address and the request is timing out. So we're going to configure this static route. I'm just going to configure the upper path, not the lower path, just the upper path here, and the video will end there. I'm going to use a static route. So we're going to configure manually all the different networks so we can be able to ping devices on different interfaces. So we're starting with PC with router 1, sorry. So on router 1, first I want to change the host name, okay? So you get to enable, this full command is called enable. That's like the global uh, mode, and then once you get here to the configure terminal, it's for this conft stands for configure terminal. It's the global configuration where we can actually configure things, because for example right now I ran the command hostname, okay, and changed the router to this router 1. When I press enter, that changed. But if I was still at enable, because once you get to enable, it changes to this hashtag. So if I tried to type it here, it's sending an error. I'm not supposed to run commands from the enable prompt. I need to get to configure terminal, and then I can start configuring things, right? So we're going to enable this interface, going to switch one right here. So to do that, we're going to say interface, okay? Because when we look at the topology right here, this interface is fast Ethernet 0/1. So that's exactly what we're going to write here. I'm going to write F0/1 exactly like that, because the full command is interface fast Ethernet. Fast Ethernet, if I can type correctly, and then I'm gonna type 0/1, and then I'm gonna get in there, or I can just type like I did, int fast 0/1, and it's gonna have the same result. So to assign this link here an IP address, I'm going to write IP add for address, okay, but I'm just cutting it short and give it the 10.0.1.1, and we can't write /24, otherwise it's going to give us an error. Let me try and show you guys. See, it's pointing at what level was did the error occurred, right? It's right here. So we can't give a /24, but the /24, it's a subnet mask for 255.255.255.0. That's the subnet mask, okay? A /24, it's um, that. And so once we've configured this, look at this, we've configured this interface, right? So from here, the links are down. What we have to do to bring them up, we have to write no shutdown or no shut. It does the same thing, right? No shut is just a shorter version of no shutdown. And once I press enter, it comes up. The link is now up because it's even saying it here. So if we check uh, on the configurations, we'll see that that link is up. Show IP interface brief. So on fast 0/1, it's showing up. Okay, this is up. This link here is up. On the diagram, on this topology here, this link right here is up. Now we have to configure this link down here to be up as well, so that this PC can communicate with that PC right there. And the way to do that is to get onto that interface, which was first zero. It's first 1/0 interface, and then the IP address will be 10.0.2.1, and it's still a /24. And I'm gonna say no shutdown. Okay, now the links are up. Okay, now if we tried to ping again PC1, remember first time it failed because there was no network. There was no traffic between this link here to this link down here to this PC2. But now there's actually traffic and flow. When this PC will send a message to this switch have connectivity directly to the router. So the router will forward that traffic to this router, and then PC2 will receive it, and then PC2 will send an acknowledgement to say, yes, it's me. I am 10.0.2.10, and then switch 2 will send that answer to router 1. Router 1 will send it back to switch 1 and send it to PC1. So if we try it again, it might fail. Maybe the first 2 or 3 requests might fail, but it will ultimately, okay, so the first request failed, but this was um, an up request, so it usually fails because PC1 was still, finding out where is PC2 or where is 10.0.2.10. All right, so it sent that message where is 10.0.2.10 network, and so switch 2 took it and send it. It always sends a broadcast message, which means it's gonna flood out all of its ports. If we had 3 other ports, it was gonna send it out on all different ports except on the port on which the traffic was received, the message was received on, which is PC1. It wasn't gonna send it back to PC1, but it was gonna flood out all the other ports, right? And then it was gonna come to router 2, and router 2 was gonna send it to router to switch 2, and switch 2 was gonna send it to PC2, and PC2 was gonna say, yes, it's me. I am 10.0.2.10, and then it's gonna send it back to switch 2. Switch 2 will add this IP address and the MAC address to its MAC table, and then send it back to router 1. Router 1 was gonna know, okay, the 10.0.2.10 network is right here. It's down to this switch 2, so I'm gonna send them in the future to this switch here. So that's what we just did right now. That's the request timed out. It actually takes a ARP packet request. It's gonna send it, and then once it finds out which device is connected to the 10 to this IP address, then the reply from 10.2 .0.2.10 will come back, with the time of leave, the TTL, time to leave, message right there. So now that we have connectivity between PC1 and 2, I want to configure this upper path here to PC3 so that PC3 can also have connectivity to PC1, right? So the way to do that, we'll do it the same way we did for those other for those other links here. We have to configure this link, okay? So let's do this. So we're going to say on interface 0/0, okay? The IP address, we're gonna put our IP address of 10.0.0 dot, can you guess which number comes after this? It's 10.0.0.0/24. Are we putting that 2 or that 1? Well, since we're on router 1, we have to put that 1 here because this is router 1's interface on this side, and this will be router 2 interface on this side right here. So we're going to put router 1 with a slash 24 right there. And then watch this. So you remember when once we wrote down no shut, this interface came up, right? But then watch this. When I hit enter, nothing has changed. But it's saying that this link has changed. The state has changed to up. So let's try and look at uh, the interface, right? So the reason for this is because we've configured only one side of the interface, right? There's two links. So think of it like your cell phone. You plug in the cable onto your cell phone charger. All right, the plug, you plug it on directly to your cell phone, and then you forget to plug it on the wall. Okay, so what's gonna happen? They won't your cell phone won't be able to charge. But as soon as you connect it to the wall outlet, it's going to send traffic now, and traffic will flow straight to your phone, and your phone will be able to charge. So if we do run this command here, you're gonna see the state is up, down. Why? Show show the interface brief. Sorry, this is you have to run do show IP interface brief to see this. So it's on fast Ethernet 0/0. Let me come to the topology. So it's here. We're on fast 0/0, okay? And it's right here. So we have an IP address, okay? And the state, what's the state? Up, and this right here, down, okay? We have only configured one side of this link here. So we have to configure both sides to send traffic, right? So now we have to get on the router on router 2 and configure router 2 side of the interface. Let me say, I'm just gonna change the name to router 2, and then I'm gonna say fast 0/0, because if I'm going fast, you can slow down the video or pause and write down the codes. So router 2's IP address on this interface, on this link connection here, is 10.0.0.2, and it still is /24. For people learning the CompTIA Network Plus would actually know this because it's very easy on the Network Plus. I'm studying for my CCNA, so um, I know these things. And I'm going to say now, watch what's gonna happen when I say no shutdown. Now the link is up, okay? So if I do check show IP interface brief, it's on fast 0/0. It's not even the same IP address, but now it's showing up, right? So look at router 1. If we changed it, if it also changed fast 0/0, the IP address, this is router 1's IP address on this same link, but for this link here, okay, that's the 10.0.0.1, and it's up, and on router 2 it's on this other link, which is right here, okay? So think of router 1 as your cell phone, and 10.0.0.1 is the plug going directly into your cell phone. And then right here on router 2, think of it as the wall outlet. So you have to plug it into the wall, right? And that wall has a different number as well, which is 10.0.0.2. Okay? That's why now the state has changed to up, and we have to configure this interface right here. So I am going to configure it right now. Let me do this so you guys can see what's going on. So I need to get out of this interface and get onto the first 0/1 interface, write the IP address of 10.1.0.2 of 255 of a /24, and I'm gonna do no shut. Okay, that is done for. And I'm gonna get on router 3 to configure that link right there so it can come up and be green. So host name router 3, I'm gonna say fast 0/1. The IP address is 10.1.0.1, and the subnet mask is /24. No shut, and it comes up. I don't know if you saw that. Now I need to configure this link here, which is on interface 0/0. The IP address is 10.1.1.2/24 still, and I'm gonna say no shut. It didn't go up because of what I explained before. I have to configure this side as well. Okay, I'm going to change the name and say router 4. Now we can get on this interface, and the IP address will be 10.1.1.1/24, and we're gonna say no shut. So look at this, no shutdown. Now it's up, and now I need to configure this interface up here. Okay, so that interface is fast 0/1, and the IP address of that interface is 10.1.2.1 of a /24. And I'm gonna say no shut. Okay, now we've configured all of these. Do you think that when we're gonna ping, it's gonna go through? Let's see. So let's try and ping um, this PC, which is 10.1. Okay, it's right there, 10.1.2.10. Let's see. Okay, so what message are we getting right here? It's saying destination host unreachable. So let me explain this. So far, let me do a trace route so you can have a better understanding of what's going on, so I can explain better. Okay, you see right there, when PC1 is sending traffic, traffic is supposed to go all the way to the 10.1 network, right? But as you can see right here on PC1, let me show you the route. Okay, so right now our router 1 doesn't know how to get to 10.1 network. Okay, it only knows how to get to to its same network of 10.0 and 10.0 right here to PC2. It doesn't know how to get all the way to PC3, right? That is why when we're trying to trace routes, it's stopping right here. It's stopping at router 1, right? It's not even going to router 2. It's just stopping here to router 1. So how do we fix this? We need to manually configure router 1 to know about these different networks, right? And how to get to PC1 to PC3 network. And we have to do this vice and versa, going to PC3 and from PC3 going to router 1 for PC1 and PC2. So right here, the command for that, we get to the conft configuration for our router, and then the command for that is IP route. Okay, so what are we gonna put here on the route? We're going to put any networks that's behind router 2 and attach it to a directly attached interface, which is 10.0.0.2. So it's going to be router 2 is going to send those information directly to router 1. Okay, so let's give it this example. You If you have food on your table, you can either eat with your hands. Okay, your hands are directly attached to your body. So by default, they would be the things feeding you, right? So if you grab a bottle of water and then you wanted to drink it, you'll use your hands, right? So you grab something that doesn't belong to your hands, but your hand grabs it and then it brings it to your mouth. So that's what we're doing here. We're taking this network, which is behind router 2, and router 1 doesn't know about this network, but it's gonna know about this network because we will attach it to router 2's interface. This interface is directly attached to router 1, so it's gonna feed those information to router 1 through this link right here. You can't put this you can't straight put it into router 2 interface. It doesn't work like that. You have to put it to router 2 so router 2 can feed it to router 1. Okay, just remember the hand um um the hand analogy. Okay, that's the best that's the best I could think of. So I'm going to configure this, and I'm going to use is a static route of /24. So I'm going to configure all this. So what I did here is I took this network right here, which is behind router 2, and then I'm going to put the next hop. The next hop meaning I'm going to attach it right here on router 2 interface that's directly attached to router 1 so it can feed router 1. So it's going to be 10.0.0.2 interface. This is the next hop. So it's going to take these informations right here, send it here on this interface right here on the 10.0.0.2 network, and then it's going to send it to router 1. Okay, and I'm going to do that for this interface right here. You can just um, so if you wanna see the previous command, just tap on the up arrow on your keyboard, and it's gonna come up, and then you can change when we're gonna go to 10.1.1.0 network, and we're gonna send it to the same next hop, and then we're gonna use the same thing for 10.2, and I'm going to keep it at that so it knows. Now we have to do it on router 2 as well. So router 2 knows about um, the interfaces that are behind router 1. So where is okay, so router 2, we're gonna say IP route, IP route um 10.0.1 255 on a /24, and then we're going to attach it to router 1 side. Okay, so we're taking um, this network right here, 10.0.1.0 network, and we are touching it right here on the 10.0.0.1 interface so router 1 can feed router 2. So router 2 knows how to send packets to these networks that are here. Okay, and then I'm gonna change this to 2 for this interface right here, for this network here. And then I need to also get the infos on this network on the 10.1.1 network, and it's gonna come and it's gonna be feeding router 2 on this interface right here, which is um, it's 10.1.0.1 network, and the same thing as well for this interface here. Okay, right now we're just focusing on getting the interface, the network flowing, and adding all these static routes to each individual routers, so that the routers know about the path they should take if they needed to send traffic. Okay, so we need to get the traffic that's behind router 2. So we're going to say IP route 10.0.0.0 on slash 24, and the next hop will be um, next hop would be 10.1.0.2 right there. And then I'm going to get that one, same thing, and that two, same thing. And I'm going to change and also add this is going to be that one, because it's gonna feed router 3. Router 4 will feed router 3 on this interface, so it's gonna be that one, which is the next hop, and we have to change this to be 1. Okay, so it's gonna be that in the 10.1.2.0 network. Yes, that's it. So I think we're good, because I added. Oh, okay. Let me check the routing table. So we do have our static route to 10.0, 10.1, and 10.0.2. This is these interfaces right here. Okay, 10.0.1.0 network, and it's gonna feed it through this interface on router 2. I think we're good. So let's try and test it. Okay, let's try and run that same command again and see if I've made any mistakes. Oh, sorry. I was trace routing. Let me ping. We need to do a ping and see if it's going through. Is it going through? Okay. It's refusing. Did I? Wait. On router 1. Let me quickly see. That one. 0. Okay. Let me actually open this so you can see. So I'm just trying to troubleshoot this. 10.1.0.0, and it's gonna come through 10.0.0.2 interface. Okay. Yeah, I have all the commands, and on router 2. Let me do a show IP route to see. Okay, so it's 10. Okay, so right now that one. Okay, that one and that two. And we have these ones, that one, the two, because the local and connected. This is connected as well. Okay, let me quickly just what I'm gonna do, I'm going to try and trace route and see where packet is dropping. Okay, so it's dropping from router 2. So router 2 doesn't know how to get to router 3 to any network that's behind router 3. Let me look at router 3 table. It's 10.1.1. Let me see if it's on the. Okay, it is on 10.1.1.0. Directly attached. Oh, I made a mistake here. Um, Wait. Let me quickly pause. I'm coming back. Let me just check if I made a mistake or not. Okay, guys. So I think I figured it out. Um, so I made a mistake. Um, so right here, all right, you can see. I hope you guys saw it before I saw it. So right here, I made a mistake. I wrote 10.2.1. There's no network here that starts with 10.2. So I have to remove that. It was attached on the 10.1.0.1 interface. IP. Let me to remove it. I'm just going to type that. It's going to remove it. And now if I do show IP route, it should be gone. So it's gone. So now I need to add the correct IP route, which is 10.1.2.1 on this static route, and it's gonna connect 1.1 for for the router 2. It was 10 on router 2. It was 10.1.0.1 right here. So has to be IP route 10.1. Oh, sorry, it's 10.1.2.0. Now let's see if I've made uh, any other mistake. Let's see if it's going to ping. Okay. Looks like it's going to fail. I guess it failed, but let me try and rerun it. If it fails again, I will check the routing table and see if I've made a mistake. Yes, it's going to fail. Okay, so must have made a mistake. Let me check my routing table on router 1 to see 1.2. Let me just give me this moment. I'm gonna check quickly and come back to you. So guys, I was trying to um, troubleshoot the problem, but then I saw so I thought, let me try and trace route, right? So when we're looking at the path is failing here on 10.1.0.1. So that is right here, 10.0, 10.1.0.1. So it's right here on on router 3 right here. Okay, so we have to check and see the problem on router 3. So let's see router 3's table. Router 3 knows how to, it's connected to 10.0.1, directly connected, and also directly connected to 10.1.1.0. But then here is 0.0. This is directly attached. That's his interface, that 2 right here. So let's see where the problem is coming from. 10.1.2. It's supposed to send it right here on via 10.1.1.1 to router 3. But then it's failing. So let me check router 2. Let me see router 2. So router 2, so we have 1.1.0, and we're going to attach it to 10.1.1 right here. 10.1.2.0, and we're going to attach it right here. Sorry, we're going to attach it right here on router 3's interface, which is 10.0.1. Okay, so if the packets are failing that side, let me try and do from PC3. Try if I can see if I can trace route 10 that 0.1 that 10, that is PC1. So it's going, okay, so it's failing right here. So it's failing literally here on router 4. Yeah, it's failing on router 4. So I'm thinking router 4 is the problem. So let me just quickly see router 4. Did I configure anything on router 4? Did I configure? Let me look at the IP route on router 4. Okay, this is the problem. Okay, I never configured anything on router 4. I guess I forgot. So we have to configure router 4 so it knows those are the networks. So we're going to do IP route, which is 10.0.2.1 on a 255. Oh, sorry, it's the 0 network. We're targeting the whole network. And then the next hop will be 10.1.1.2. So it's going to take these information, feed it through router 3's interface right here. Okay, so we're gonna do that, and then I'm gonna change to 1. This interface is this network here, and then we're gonna change to this network on the 0.0.0 network. No, it's that too. So 0. still gonna deliver it to that same interface. And then we're gonna change again with this one. Okay. Yeah, right here. So hopefully, yeah. So yeah, I think I've configured everything. Let me see the route. All these are static routes that I just added. So we have the 10.0.0 networks, which will come and be delivered right here. All of them will be delivered right there. We'll pass through that interface right there, and we have 10.1, 10.2, and then 10.1 right here, which is this one right here. So hopefully I configured it properly. And let's try and ping again. Let's try and ping PC3 again. Let's try, and hopefully this time it works. Okay. So it's working. I just forgot to configure router 4. I don't know how many minutes. Maybe this is 40 minutes by now or 50 minutes. So that is what we do for static routing. So hopefully um, next time, normally if there was time, I was going to configure this. Okay, I think there's still time. So let me do this. I'm going to um, let me just see something. Okay. Okay, guys, I don't think I'm gonna have enough time to show you summarization, but let me just try and show you a glimpse, okay? I'm just gonna do it on one router. So right now we do have um, all these different routes, right? These IP routes for these different networks. For the 10.1 network, for the 10.0 and everything. So if I wanted to summarize all this, so let me just do reload, which will make me lose all my, but no, let me just actually remove these commands right here, okay? No IP route of 10.1.0.0 to 55 to 55 0 on the 10.0.0.2, and I'm gonna change it for that and change it for this. So if I go back, I should not be able to see any static routes, okay, because they're gone. And we can even try it by pinging PC3, okay, to show that there's no more connectivity. It's it's showing that the destination host is unreachable, okay. So now, if I wanted to reestablish the connectivity, I could do a summarization. So what we'll do is, this is an IP route summarization. Okay, I'm just gonna write the 10.1.0.0, and I'm gonna give it a bigger prefix, right, of /16. This is a /16, and then the next hop will be on 10.0.0.2 coming from on this interface here, because when you look at this side, all these networks are on the 10.1 network, right? So we have 10.1.2, that one network, that zero network, 10.1.1.0 network, and 10.1.0 that zero network, and we're attaching it on this side. So once I do this, now we're going to have uh connectivity. Let me do this. Sorry, I was pressing uh something else. Show IP routes. So we have this one prefix here, It's a summarization. So now if we try again to ping PC, if we try to ping PC3 again, remember it was just refusing now, but now it's going through again, right? Because we just used a summary. So that's an IP summarization. You can see it's like it's shorter. We literally did this in one line, right? We just ran the command. This command, where was the command again? It's right here. This command right here, IP route of all the IP addresses that are in the 10.1.0 network, all of those. That includes all these different networks here to be sending information to this router so we can get traffic. So if you want to try it, you can actually go and uh, configure the rest, remove all the route that we've configured on router 2. Let me come to router 2. Okay, so if I do show IP route, all these you have to remove them and then configure one network, one summary for all these different networks, right? So it's gonna look, I'm not gonna tell you how it's gonna look. If you try it and challenge yourself, you could try and just look at the comments that I typed and use the summarization. I'm gonna do it one more time again for router 2. So you first have to remove all these routes, which is no IP routes for the 10.1.2.0 on a slash 24, and the next hop was this, and I'm gonna remove this one as well, and I'm gonna remove this, and also this network, and then I'm gonna summarize all this. Okay, so I'm gonna summarize all this so we can have, because if we go back right now, we don't have any static routes anymore. So if we tried to ping again from PC1 to PC3 again, the ping will fail. Okay, because router 2 doesn't know how to get to PC1 and all the stuff, right? So how we re-establish connection is by adding this one line. Okay, here's the topology, and we can have that as a reference. So if we do type um, the IP route and we summarize all these networks in 10.0.0.0 on a 255.0.0, and the next um, prefix we gave it a 10 on this, to come and feed it from here on router 1. And then the second one, we come right here and put a 1 on all these networks to come and feed it to router 2 through this interface right here, which is 10.1.0.1. Yeah, this should have the connection reestablished. So let's ping. It's going through again. So thank you. This is just a small video for me to teach myself and anybody who's taking the CCNA exam. This video was quite long. I don't know how long this video is, but I'm just posting it as you know, for future references and stuff like that. So thank you very much. And next time we'll try and see how to configure dynamic protocol like our IGPs, inter gateway protocols like OSPF or RIP or EIGRP to, you know, remove the overhead of these configurations. You know, we're just gonna write one command and we'll have connectivity everywhere. So yeah, take care, guys. Thank you.